It's me again, Cherie, coming to you with another video. Um, this is an update from me doing brain radiation. So I had 10 days, 10 sessions for the brain radiation. I had started on July 1st and my last date was July 15th. I had to go every day, Monday through Friday, no weekends. And of course, July 4th fell in between, and that was closing that day. So yeah, I had to go every day. So I'm just gonna tell you how that went. And first day, I was so scared because I did not know what to expect. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, radiation, like, oh, what they finna do, because of course when I went into there, it was just like everything was like a whirlwind. Like the doctor did not talk to me as clear, like how my oncologist, is. My oncologist, she's more so of step by step, like this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna how you feel, this, that. But the doctors at the radiation clinic, it was more like they do this all day, every day. So there's like, okay, come on, let's go, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm just like, wait, what, so it was just kind of like fast. But yeah, I had 10 days. So my first day, the first day, they said it's longer than any other days, which was true, because they had to make sure that, you're positioned right and everything. And it was one of the scariest feelings that I felt without being touched, if that makes sense, because I'm just like, oh my God, what's going on, but it did take longer because they had to make sure that, I guess they had to do their settings of when I come in there each time, so they can get it right. So I guess they have to program, that's what I'm guessing, I don't know, because the other visits was like quick, versus the first one. So I'm thinking that it had to, first time, had to get my settings and make sure they target each area. But when I go in there, of course, if you ever did like a MRI or CAT scan, of course you have to lay on this hard table. So that's what I had to do, lay on this hard table. And they the mask and everything that I had done, they actually gave it to me. So of course this was like the pillow thing that I had to lay on for them to foam the back of my head. So I had to lay on this each and every time. So it's laying on the table like this. I have to get my head positioned. Like every time I go in, I have to lay the exact same way, the exact position each time. Like it has to be perfect. So I lay my head back on this, and this is my shoulders part. My shoulder, whatever will go in here, my head will have to fit this the whole time. So I'm laying back on this, and then they came in and they put this, my mask, I don't know if you can see, yeah, my mask on top of my head each time. So I'm looking like this, and they had to clamp it down. Everything has to be in the right position each time. When they do this, it fits very firmly on your head. Like the head part is very tight. The mouth area, is not so tight because of course they're not messing with this area, with the mouth area, but the head area is very tight. So, and then they clamp it down, and you cannot move. Don't move. Don't do any sudden movements or anything. So I lay back on this. They clamp me in. Boom, boom, boom. And that's how it is. And I'm laying on the hard table. And I'm just turning around on the table because, of course, like I told you before, I had 8 different spots. So I'm turning left, and right. So they're getting each spot. And let's see what else. So like how the radiation goes is just a bunch of lights. It is like radiation lights. Like it's just like a bunch of lasers and everything. You do get a smell when it comes with it, and to me the smell, it smells like chlorine. Like, you know how if you go to a pool, like an indoor pool, and they freshly just did the chlorine and you get that first whiff, like, ooh, that's what it smells like to me, like chlorine. It smells just like chlorine to me. And it's just like, it stinks. So like with the first visit, it did take about 45 minutes. The rest of the 9 sessions, it only took like 15 minutes, 15, maybe 20. And the only reason why it probably took 20 because they had to position my head just right. If you know, if your body and head they're not gonna go through it until everything read up like boom, you know, we have it. So yeah, it took like 10 to 15 minutes after that, and then I was out. My first week, because of course I did not know what to expect. The first week of radiation, I'm like, okay, you know, the first day I was like, that's it, you know, I didn't feel anything, like, oh, okay. And I was just like out and about. Me and my mom like was like going shopping and out in the heat, and she could tell. She was like, what's wrong, and I'm just like sweating, and I'm just like, oh, nothing, you know, nothing. She was like, yes it is, I can tell, you know, oh, we're finna get you home, get you in the cool. And then like I say that Monday started, but then that Wednesday I was just like out of it. Like I was done. I was just like, oh my God. And then of course that Thursday was the 4th of July. And then that Friday I went again to my next section, and then it was just like, he was like, my mask would not fit down on my head. I mean, it fit, but it was like super tight, and my cheeks was like coming out. So when after he did it, he was like, your head is swollen. And I was just like, oh really? And I noticed that my hands had swelled up like really bad, and I'm just like, why is it swelling up? So anyway, I came home and I was just like, I got to go to the emergency room, because I'm like, I don't feel good. I got up from the bed to go use the bathroom, and it was like I was about to pass out. I'm like, am I gonna faint? Am I gonna, you know, lose consciousness? Like, what's going on? I was so scared. So then my mom called. I was like, I'm like, can you just come and take me to the emergency room? And she was just like, what are you? I'm like, yeah, I just don't feel, I just don't feel 100. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm about to collapse, and I don't know if I am or what. I just want to make sure. I just need to get my numbers checked. I just want to, you know, just let me just be, I just don't feel 100. So she was like, okay. So she came into the emergency room, and they did all the tests and everything, and they did give me a little fluid, and they was like, oh, you was a little dehydrated, you know, but your numbers came back good. Everything is good. So my numbers was on point, and the fluids did help a little bit. So I'm just like, okay. I think it was a combination of not enough water and being out in the heat. So I'm just like, okay, I'm canceling the heat. I'm staying inside, if I can. But of course, life happens, and I'm just like, oh, so I try to stay in the house as much as possible. The second week, it, like, during the radiation, it just like really slows you down. You are really, really super tired. It's just like, oh, I got a burst of energy, and then it's completely gone. Like you really need a rest. If you're doing radiation, go to your appointment and just come home and just take it easy. I did not realize how much of a drag it was. Like with chemo, you get tired a couple of days after, but to have a long, just tired, you can't walk. It's like, you can walk, but it's just like, it's just so draining. It's just like, so I try to keep everything normal, because during the time my daughter had to go to camp, I had to sign her in camp. I still had to go to appointments. I had car problems. I had to take it to the mechanic, and everything was just like out in the heat. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to go home. I just want to lay down. But hey, you still have to keep pushing, but yeah, I would say going through radiation, stay out the sun. If it's during the summertime, stay out of the sun. The sun is a beast. It is like, it's crazy. The side effects that I am feeling with the radiation, loss of appetite. I can't taste anything, nothing at all. Like nothing has a taste to it at all. I'm just like, okay, here we go again. Yes, I have lost a couple more pounds. I gained some, but I have lost some now, because it's just like, I don't want to eat. Like nothing has a taste, nothing at all, nothing. But I learned from chemo, I still had to eat, so I'm still forcing myself to eat, but nothing has a taste. I don't taste any sugar, I don't taste any salt, I don't taste any spices, I don't taste anything, nothing at all, nothing, no taste. Nausea, but it has not been bad to where I had to vomit, so I still had some nausea pills, so I just take that. It kind of settled my stomach a little bit, but yeah, nausea. Another side effect is my scalp is tingling. I am seeing some small portions of it falling out, but not much, like a strand here, strand there. And I see that it is getting more thinner. So they said after 2 or 3 weeks that, my hair will be back bald. I have temporary alopecia, which is okay. Hey, God made wigs for something, So I'll just continue wearing my wig, or a baseball cap. And I did wear my hair bald sometimes, so it was just like, I don't care anymore, So whatever I feel like that day, that's what I'm going to put on that day. So my balance is completely off. So when I first get up, I do have to hold on to stuff. When I'm walking around the house and everything, so I do hold on to stuff. If not, I will fall. Like I said before, swelling in my hands, swelling in my face was another side effect. My smell is gone. Not gone, but I could barely smell anything. So, like, well, I could barely smell anything. I say probably like when I get done with radiation, probably like up to when I get done with radiation, probably like up to 5 hours after, I would say, you don't have any smell. And then your smell comes back, but not as much. So you barely are smelling anything. So it's like a really faint smell. And then if I did smell something, it would cause me to, be nauseous. So you have a faint smell, I guess that's what you want to say. The numbness in my hands and in my feet has gotten worse, like really worse. The neuropathy, I don't know if I pronounced that correct, but the numbness in my feet and in my hands has gotten worse. Hands still bleeding, toes still bleeding. My toes and hands are so jacked up. Like, I cannot wait to just grow back because they are ugly. Like, my feet, my toes are ugly. So just hoping it grow back soon. Memory loss, still there. And that's what I hate. But thank God for technology. If I remember, I put it in my phone. I can put it in my phone to set it as a reminder, or I repeat it over to myself over and over again, and I can remember, what I need to do. Like if I can repeat it over and over. But if it comes to me like, oh yeah, I gotta do this, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting a lot. Like, I have to be reminded over and over and over again. Dizziness is probably the number one side effect with dizziness and the balance in your walking. Even if you lay down, you're dizzy. You're up, you're dizzy. After the appointment, you're dizzy. You're going to be dizzy with the brain radiation. That's just the number one side effect, is dizziness. I think that's it as far as with the side effects. Those was like the big major things that I had. The location that I went to, the staff was like the nurses, I guess that's what you call them, or the technicians or whatever. They were super nice. Like, there was this one guy, I just love him to death. He's the one that created my mask, and he was there the last day for me. He did most of my treatments, and he was super nice. Like, oh my God, he was nice. I wish I could remember his name. I cannot remember his name, but he was super nice. Like, I loved him. When I finished on the last day, I'm gonna show you what they gave me. They gave me a little Chick-fil-A card. I was like, "Ooh, thank you." When I get my appetite back, then I'll go to Chick-fil-A. Hey, who don't like Chick-fil-A, And they gave me a little certificate. I was like, "Oh, that is so sweet," So thank you to you guys at the Matthew Radiation. They was super nice. I really like them. I'm glad my doctor recommended them. The nurses was very nice. The doctors, you could tell they was busy. So, everything was pretty much a rush with the doctors, but as far as the technicians and the nurses, they were super nice. I really liked them. I think that's about it. So now I'm just waiting on my oncologist to make another appointment for a brain scan to make sure that everything is gone in my head. So yeah, I'm just waiting on that. So I should hear something within a couple of weeks, but As far as the journey with the brain radiation, that was it. It was very simple. And I tell you, between doing chemo and doing radiation, radiation is the much easiest one than chemo. Because of course you don't feel anything, you're not getting stuck, you're not getting poked, and it goes by very quickly. I did 10 sessions in 2 weeks and a day, 10 sessions. And with chemo, it was like every 3 weeks, and you're down and you're up and you're but with this, it's like, okay, now I can go back to all right, guys, well, that's it. I will follow up with you soon with an update, and you guys have a good day. Stay cool. All right, you guys, bye.